many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O, I ain't come to play with you.
Yeah.
Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up.
Yeah.
I can't spend the day with you. I'm minding my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright.
Yep.
I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I'm made with you. I've been on my everybody.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go! The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Break.
98. Watch 98. 98 to Mike. Go. Go.
Go.
They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 22-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 60 Pittsburgh.
Watch the flat. Watch the flat. Watch the flat.
Bravo.
Watch 98.
Play action. Now it's locked. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
A little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked by Pierre Desir. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Well, it was 3rd down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field.
Get in the weight room.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On second down, it's Jones. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Domata Peko, the one to get him down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Down. 50. Plant.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
Down.
To throw on third down. Lock. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now fourth down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
We got this. First and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Luck and the Colts come up now first and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
4 down, 4 down.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
11. 31's the mic. Go, go, go. 31's the mic. Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl. 31's the mic.
Back to throw, Love. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Cooper was the intended target. Third down here.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there.
All day, all day.
Quo.
45's the mic, 45's the mic. Here we go, D.
Hey, check.
Me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Back.
Throwing on third down, Luck. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
13 yards.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
So after the loss of 2, here's 2nd and 12 from the 23.
We got 4. We got 4.
Quo.
31's the mic.
Better bring it. You better bring it. Reggie. You better bring it.
A shotgun snap for Luck. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
11Z. 43's the mic. 43's the mic.
Hey, wahoo!
43's the mic. Hey, we heavy on the edges,
Lock on third down. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
Wide.
Get wide.
Now a give, right side. It's Hines. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
The last run got 6, now second and 4. This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So a first and 10 now in Denver territory at the 39-yard line. On first down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. On second down, here's a run with Mack. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Sua Craven's up to make the stop.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held him to no gain.
So offensively on this drive, 2 of 2 on third downs, and now they face a third and inches. They'll try and run for this with Mack. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it with a first and 10. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. All runs on this drive so far. It's first and 10.
Let's go. D, tighten up. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight.
Hey, check.
45, 45, Mike, 45.
You ain't got nothing.
They'll try the air now with Locke.
I'm coming after you.
And that is incomplete here. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
NFL quarterbacks work so hard on their mechanics, and they do so much repetition and practice, off-season, the whole deal. They expect it to be autopilot once the games start. That way it eliminates any type of pressure of the game, pressure of people in your face, all of that. That didn't shine through on that throw, though, did it?
No. A little bit of a dangerous pass and off target, too.
43 is the mic. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Mike's 43. Mike's 43.
11.
Second and 10, Luck again. Going for it all. And that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target. And now it's third down.
Right, 40! Monday!
Yeah, dog.
Quo.
43 is the mic. 43 is the mic. Dude. Watch out.
Run it!
Here's Locke. And that will be incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination.
Vinatieri on for the field goal. A 44-yard attempt.
Vinatieri's kick is good. Vinatieri, the NFL's oldest active player, also the league's all-time leading scorer, past Morton Anderson last year.
Yeah, he turned 46 in December of 2018. You really can't see it in his leg. Maybe in the beard.
You can see it in the beard.
Maybe in the beard, that's about it. But as long as he's booting them the way he's booting them, keep going, big guy.
Devontae Booker on the return. The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
A reminder later tonight, Sunday Night Football will see a game in the NFL 100 Series, a rematch of the very first AFL-NFL Championship game, later, of course, known as Super Bowl I. It pits the Packers against the Chiefs from Arrowhead, and that should be a fun one. And he'll be taken down inside Indy's 15-yard line. A big run there by Jones. 68 yards on the ground.
First down, Broncos.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
Tackles.
On second down now, it's Jones. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
It's a loss of a yard. And it's third down.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Ready! Send over!
Watch the curl.
Hey, exit!
Slam.
On third down, Locke. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Noah Fant, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos draw a bit closer.
Well, defense are going to have to start doing something different because this guy's absolutely carving them up, especially down here in the red zone. He's been one of the top receiving tight ends here in the first half of the season.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, That doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what
Put
you
your
do
foot on
best.
the gas.
Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Hey, 128. Singles.
From the 25 on second down, Luck. And some space here. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Intended that time for Cooper. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way. Now, that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Aaron Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. McManus's point after is good. And the lead is now 14-10. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And some strong running. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys are set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and...
Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Cooper was the target there.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll run it with Jones. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
On 2nd and 7, Locke forced out to his into a double team, and it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. And the Colts coming out now. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Hey, switch it. Come on, switch it.
Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
Everyone got four.
Reggie.
They run with Hines. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Hey, check.
31's the mic.
I got it.
Luck now to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Cooper was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Check out. Ready.
43. Check. 12. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. 43 is the mic. 43 is the mic.
On.
It's a run. They're running it.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
43 is the mic. 43.
Throwing is Locke. And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. And Luck will be intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for him. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Around the NFL, second quarter in Santa Clara. And it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Check 52.
Off of play action, Luck. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Josh Jackson. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. Oh, he's got some breathing room. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Denver.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Check.
Shit.
Hey, Delta. Go out.
Lock to throw on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
It's 3rd down. And 1 yard to go.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
John Wright.
Third quarter starts with a run by Mack. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
11.
Buzz. 12, 12, 12.
On 2nd and 7. Luck on the right side. It's Hilton with a catch. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 12 yards there and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Right, 674.
You got block me.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
On first down, it's Luck. Caught left side by Funchess. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Let's get it.
The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13.
3 down, 3 down. Check 26, check 26.
36, 36.
Hey, check.
Here's Hines. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
You got it.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
43 is the mic, boy. 43. Check, 43. Man, I got you.
Out of the gun, Luck. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
The 50-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
80 weapons.
Now Jones. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Let's go now. 10 Lobo.
Now to the air. Lock. The quick slant caught. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Noah Fant with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Look, and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 18.
Watch block, motion.
Alert, alert.
Check, 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 check.
Referee.
They'll start on the ground with Hines. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist.
On.
Luck on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Hey, Zoo.
Just beating the play clock is Locke. Funches has it complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Here we go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And he connects with Ebron. And some room to run now. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there for Indy. 51 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Hey, orbit.
43 is the mic. 43 is the mic. So we got man. 43 is the mic.
From the red zone now, Locke. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off inside the 10, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Watch the run.
Get it.
They'll go again to Jones. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
Check back. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Now a handoff looking right. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The offense on third down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They're looking at third and a few inches. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Denver has the first down, the play going for 15 yards.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully, and I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Broncos on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. Here's Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he'll get this down only to the 18. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Locke. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, my, you know that's one that he'll want to have back. I mean, they did everything right. Got the linebackers commit on the play action. He just flat out missed.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Running right, Jones. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. They look to throw. It's Locke. And caught by Sanders. Touchdown, Broncos. Emmanuel Sanders, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. McManus's point after is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Check. Referee.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now it's Hines. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, baby. Go, 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 go. Check. 42's the mic. Check. 42.
On. I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense.
Now Locke. Now a hit, and Locke lost the football. It's out.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Colts going on 4th. It's Locke. Looking deep here for Ebron. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Ready? 10 logo.
Mike, you got nothing today. You got nothing.
Keep dribbling.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Set. 70, Indy. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Hey, Foxtrot. 2.
Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, this from 33. And he missed it. It's no good. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They begin the drive with Hines. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Derek Wolfe there on the tackle. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, They talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Strong right.
They run again with Hines. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 12 yards there and a first down. Well, defensively, with this lead in the fourth quarter, I guess you can allow a run of that magnitude.
You're right about that, but really the focus has got to be don't fall in love with the idea that you're getting big runs now. You're right. They're actually being allowed. They've got to think really hard about getting some chunk plays through the air, too.
Now a first down throw. Luck. Throw left side complete. It's Hopkins. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Tackle made there by Mason Foster.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
You must be dreaming. Under 10, under 10, 10. Go.
Again, it's Jones. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Broncos, the win means they'll finish the first half at a respectable 5-3 record. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, things are definitely going south quickly as they fall now to 1-6. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what?